Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. On my subscriber list on YouTube, peeps on Facebook, everybody around the world at House of Nerdum, the PlayStation Trophy Group on Facebook, and of course, everybody from Team Prophecy. I am back. The DOUG is back. Finally got internet access. It took about 3 weeks, but I'm back. And it's time to review the game I played in before I lost internet access. And that, of course, is Transistor, which is a science fiction action role-playing video game developed and published by Supergiant Games. In the studio's first title since the release of their critically acclaimed, critically acclaimed Bastion. The game was released on May 20th of this year for Windows and PlayStation 4, with other platforms possible in the near future, but that's later on. Now, to describe the gameplay for this, Transistor utilizes you'll see in a minute, so I'll discuss it more then when we get to it, but we will discuss that. Now, of course, for you trophy hunters out there, this game has about 30 achievements, give or take. For the PlayStation 4 version, by the way, the controller light flashes in sync with the Transistor's speech. Now, of course, you see everything, but just to give you a backstory on this, Red, a famous singer in the city called Cloud Bank, is attacked by the Process, a robotic force commanded by a group called Kamatia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I'm probably not. During the clash, she is transported all the way across Cloudbank and comes into possession of the mysterious Transistor, the great sword-like weapon she was to be assassinated with. The Transistor is buried into the chest of a yet unnamed man who seems to be close to Red, now slumped over and dead. Though his consciousness and voice seem to have been absorbed into the Transistor itself along with Red's voice, the Katama continues to track Red and the Transistor down with the Process, wanting the weapon for some yet unknown reason. Can you survive? Can you defeat the enemy and find out who that man was and why he is close to you? Or will you fail? That is the point of the game. Now, of course, the control is pretty much you move with the analog stick. Now, of course, I just hit R2. That is the turn button. Now, Red, she can travel through a series of locations, battling enemies, pretty much robots, in both real-time combat and a frozen plane referred to as the turn. Using the ladder mode drains Red's action bar and is not available until it fills back up. Afterwards, Red's powers are limited until her turn fills again. Now, Red, of course, earns experience points after each battle and may collect new powers called functions from fallen victims of the robots. Functions may be equipped as one of 4 unique techniques or as an enhancement or other equipped techniques. For example, the function spark may be used to fire a wide area attack or equipped on another faction to increase the area of effect. So that out of the way, of course, it's got a great music soundtrack, which we will discuss in a little bit. Now, of course, as you can see, I've already hit a button: flood, boom, occur, and spark. So let's show that off. Now, of course, like I just said, after you use it, it takes about a few seconds to recharge, and of course, triangle does that. Now,
okay, there's a wait. Back.
And those are the big enemies. Now, of course, you do more damage if you can get from behind. So that is my best advice there on the enemies. Get from behind if you can, because that would damage them quickly. Now, of course, you can see I got a kill move. One of the functions, if you put it on the sidebar, will give you special abilities. Kill move instantly would take about 500 things of health from the opponent. So keep that in mind. Do 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 do. We spin around, round, round. You spin me around like a... Yeah, I know, bad singing. And that pretty much is what you do. You level up. As you can see, I am now at level 29. Seems like you can only get to level 30. So that's as far as you go. But there are a few trophies which we're going to discuss here in a minute. This are pretty much all the functions, you know. And of course, I always recommend having the... Which one is it? Help. Help has... Oh, no, it's not help. Which one is it? Crapola. Oh, yes. It is, Help is the one that will give you the kill. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as for the soundtrack itself... The soundtrack for this game was written and produced by Daniel Cobb, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. I do apologize if I am not. It was released simultaneously with the game on May 20th. Ashley Lynn Barrett, not to be confused with my last name, who was the female vocalist in Bastion's soundtrack, returned to provide vocals for the Spine in Circus, We All Become Singles and Paper Boats. The musical style of the soundtrack has been described by Cobb as old world electric post-rock to fit the genre of music. The instruments used includes electric guitars, harps, accordions, mandolins, electric piano. Didn't know there was such a thing as electric piano. And synth pads. As well, while in-game, a EQ filter is added during turn mode to have a distant bloody sound. The soundtrack sold about 48,000 copies within the first 10 days of the release. The album also had an overall positive critic response on the internet from various reviewing sites. Now, of course, if you want to listen to the soundtrack, go right ahead. That is on you. That would not be my doing. You want to do that? Go right ahead. But as I digest, I really don't care about music too much in a game. But in this game, it's actually a very good soundtrack, and it definitely probably has one of the better soundtracks on the PlayStation 4. So that is a plus. Believe me, if you want music, this game will do just fine. And you will be happy. Now, of course, getting to the trophies for a little bit, you pretty much have to play this game twice. Of course, you complete the story on the first one, and then, of course, you have to beat the game a second time on New Game Plus, which will how you get to level 24 and complete all the tests. Now, none of the trophies are really that difficult. You may have some trouble with the test trophies, only because some of them can be a pain in the ass. But other than that, it's pretty much easy. The story-based trophies are very easy. I mean, you shouldn't have a problem with the trophy list. I mean, it's just time-consuming. So, yeah. Very time-consuming. So just keep that in mind. By the way, since there are a few hidden trophies which are the story trophies. There is one that is not a story one, and that is called Self. Upgrade a faction with a copy of itself. Pretty much you will get this around level 14. Yeah, so just do it then. If you can. If you can't, you can't. Keep that in mind. So, as far as for the trophy list, difficulty is about a 2. I mean, it's relatively very easy. And the only reason I only have it as a 2 is because you got to play it twice. Other than that, really not that difficult. But, what about the game? Well, of course, as you saw, the battle system works pretty well.
Yeah, good call.
The audio, as you can hear,
That's our way out.
perfectly.
Okay, East 64 on-ramp. 5 blocks down. Take the second right. Do not turn left. And thanks for the lift.
My one complaint with this game, it is relatively short. It's not really that long of a game, but it's alright.
You turn left. Thought we were gonna skip town. We're going back there.
Yeah, after I hold the X button for turbo. So, It's a fun little game. I believe it's only about $20, I think, on the PlayStation 4, between 15 and 20. I can't exactly remember. I should start probably writing the prices down when I buy them when I do a review. But it's a very fun game. It won't be the most difficult platinum you get, but it will probably be one of the more fun games you have on the PlayStation 4. And you know, it is a little on the slow side when it comes to at least beating the game, because you can get it done very quickly. It's not a bad game. It's well designed. The controls work perfectly. You will die. I can tell you that now. You will die. That's a fact. You will die. you will lose on sometimes, just because of how you have your weapons out late. But at the end of the day, Transistor gets a 4 out of 5. Definitely comes recommended.
Maybe not.
Definitely pick it up. It would be one of the best PlayStation 4 games you get from the store, and that is no joke, my friends, on that. So yeah, so definitely comes recommended. Great PlayStation 4 game. One of the ones I will recommend. By the way, if you play Transistor, I would like to know what you think about it. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was fun, or were you disappointed by it? Let me know what you think, because I always like hearing your guys' opinions. But like I said, fun game, definitely recommend it. And better controls game than the Surgery game that came out. Believe me on that one. So that's been my review of Transistor for the PlayStation 4. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to hit that like button. You know what? I'm going to show things when... Alright, now when you get hit, either one or two things will happen. If you either have the emergency tone where a ton hits automatically, or if, let's say, if it doesn't happen, you will lose one of your transistors. So keep that in mind. But yep, there's that, and that is done. Alright, that's been Transistor, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, this is the Dear UG signing off, saying have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you next time, folks. Woo! Yeah. And by the way, it feels good to be back with internet.